Hello, Facebook family. This is Veronica Rosenfeld, CEO of You Rise Movement. When you clearly know who you are and where you're going, you rise to your greatness. Today we're going to talk about motivation and how my children are continue motivating you and how all of you parents in your business can take that information and run forward with that. Today we're going to do motivation, right? Because we're all going through challenges and we all want to move to the next level. So how we bridge that gap? But before I share with you all of that, what I want to talk about for a second is introduce myself. So my name is Veronica Rosenfeld. I'm clarity mentor, transformational speaker, and I help ambitious entrepreneurs just like you, entrepreneurs and professionals just like you, to create clarity and breakthrough. Breakthrough in your finances, breakthrough in quality of your relationship, breakthrough in your life fulfillment. And I do it through clarity and energy work on a daily basis for my clients. And I provide life experiences and VIP and group coaching. So let's go back to motivation. We're all going through a challenging time. Life never been very easy, and I want to be very grateful for all of you who are watching. Thank you for your time, thank you for your commitment, and thank you for your support. I truly love and appreciate each of you. And if today have a bad day, or maybe something happened, or maybe you had a bad week, or maybe you had a difficult week, or maybe you had a challenging week, remember, there is no bad days or bad weeks or challenging times. What we have is a character development time. Les Brown talks about, yes, character development time. It's a day when you have to move forward. It's a day when you have to grow forward. And it's a day when the universe and God kind of challenging you, and they are watching. What are you going to do? Are you going to give up? Are you going to move forward? What are you going to do today? And depends on your reaction. That's how the universe and the world outside reacts. But most importantly, the people who are really watching, those are your children. And they are watching at any time. You can tell them whatever you want, but they're going to do the way they see. So for all of you who are watching, would you please make a huge favor to me and reply and type hashtag live or hashtag replay and let me know where you're tuning in from, so I know who is watching. So children, they all watch us all the time, and they actually follow our steps. To me, my children are the largest motivation. And why is my kids are my biggest motivation? Because they see that anything is possible. And so when challenges come, they learn from me how to overcome those challenges. And life was not always easy. Yes, I'm smiling here on the camera and look all glamorous and beautiful, but life was not easy. It was hundreds of times that I would cry. It was hundreds of times that I didn't know how I would move forward. It was hundreds of times where I literally was so unsure what is next for me. And it was hundreds of times when I didn't know if I can survive until tomorrow, if I didn't know where would check come from, if I didn't know who will look at my kids, after my kids, because I need to go to a business. And it was hundreds of times when I would have to choose between spending extra few hours with my kids or have another potential client. So it was not easy, but it's my children who helped me to motivate, helped me to move forward. And I never forget that moment when my son, and I was going through 7 unemployment, it was 2012, very drastic divorce, and I've gained a lot of weight. And I couldn't afford the clothes I used to have. And I remember he was 5 or 6, and he said to me, "Mama, when I grow up, I'll buy you a new clothes." And it's heartbreaking, you know, it's heartbreaking when they say things like that. And I remember I said, as I shared in my other video, that he wanted to be an inventor. And I said, "I don't want a new clothes. When you grow up, the only thing I want for you is to give me with your new car." And you should have seen the face and light up of my child. Because kids, they don't want much. You think they want fancy stuff, but they don't. All that they really want, They want you to be there. They want you to be seen, to be heard, and to be validated. So I highly recommend for you to just spend those extra 5 minutes with them, listen to them, to hear them. And my kids were my biggest believers. They are. I never forget the moment where I was mentally and emotionally insulted by a very close family member. And they left, and I was in such a dark place. And I remember my son came to me and he said, "Mama, I know you think that nobody cares, but I do. So your children, they always there for you, and they always care, they always love you, and they always want what's the best for you." And I never forget, that was a moment. And I believe that when you are moving forward, the only person who needs to believe in you is you. You're the one who needs to motivate you, because I always tell that, God gives vision for you. The best part about when God is giving vision to you is that it's your vision, so nobody can take it away. So it's your decision to move forward. It's your decision to start doing things. But the worst part when you have your own vision, it's not given to your spouse. It's never given to your parents, your children, or anybody else. Your vision is yours. And sometimes you have to walk that alone. But your children, they are watching. And they're watching, are you going to move forward? Are you going to push? Or are you going to stop? Are you going to follow back, or are you going to move forward? And the vision is yours. And it might be some other people don't understand it, but the person who has to push forward is you. My vision, when I started my business, my business looked like that. You guys want to see? It looked just like this. See, let me show you. Like this. You see 3 boxes and a candle. And that's all what it was. Because on that candle, I can put a cell phone and connect to anybody in the world. And that's all what I have to do. So for all of you who are doubting yourself, remember that it comes that your children are watching. Remember that your children are watching. They're not going to do what you say. They're going to do what you do. And for me, my biggest motivation, it is my children, because I want to show them that anything, absolutely anything is possible. So if you have a bad day today, if something has happened, think about your children. Think about the people who are watching and show them that anything is possible. And if you need any support, any help, I'm here for you. And I am a single mom, and I could look at the fact that I'm a single mom. I can look at the fact that I had many unemployments. I can look at the fact, and its choice is ours. Or I can look at my accomplishments. I can look at the things that I coach owners of multi-million-dollar companies, that I've been on the 2nd largest cruise ship speaking in front of the people like Les Brown. It's our choice how we look at our life. We can look at things that are right, and we can look at the things that are wrong, and the choice is ours. But if we choose to move forward and look at the things that are right, guess what happens? Our children gonna grow this way. Our children gonna become that way. My daughter is 10 and she already been on the 1st stage. She already wrote a song, Dreams Come True Because of You, because she understands the concept. So what if anytime you doubt yourself, instead of looking about what's wrong, you start looking what's right. You start looking at your accomplishments. You start looking at what actually really working for you, right? What if anytime you might lose a client or you might lose financial opportunity, you start counting your blessing. You start thinking about what is going right. So I highly, highly encourage you to think about the things that are moving you forward. And yes, things are going things gonna be difficult. There is so many times when things were difficult for me. There is so many times, there is hundreds of times when then I doubt myself. There is hundreds of times that I wanted to quit my business, but my children would never let me to quit my business because my children is my why. So if your children are your why, you never can quit because you show them what's possible. And if you quit, you give permission for your children to quit. And I never met any parent who would want their children to ever quit. And it's one thing to have challenges yourself, but reliving it for your children is one of the most painful experiences I've ever encountered. So I highly recommend and I highly encourage you. Doesn't matter how difficult your day to day. It doesn't matter what challenges lies in front. It doesn't matter how impossible things are. Find your mission. Find your vision. Find your clarity. Find your courage. Find your strength and move forward. Step by step, by step, by step. Sometimes crawling forward is better than not doing anything. So if you're watching and you have a difficult day, smile. If you're watching and you had a difficult week, breathe. If you're watching and you had a difficult time, find people who believe in you and encourage. And if you need any clarity, help, support, motivation, reach out in private and send me a DM, because I am here for you. I've been through that. I'm still going through that. And I know that it's a community that moves us forward. It's a collective greatness that moves us forward. Today wasn't the easiest day for me. Today was my first time when I was doing a mastermind. Something that was so scary, something the community for me is such a scary experience, and yet I've been doing it. My Fi didn't work. I do everything on a Zoom, and today my Fi didn't work. So I had a choice. I had a choice to quit or find a way. So I reached out on a phone and conducted the entire thing on the phone. And my Fi was working 5 minutes prior to the call, but the 2 minutes to the call, it's completely stopped working. So what do we do with what is handed to us? It's how universe and God it's looking and seeing if are we ready to move forward. Are we going to look at our obstacles, or are we going to look at how we move forward? So if you have a hard day, I'm here for you. If you have a hard week, I'm here for you. If you have a hard time, reach out. And believe and remember that when you're moving forward, you transform and inspire people. I had at least 3 major situations when I was crying and I inspired and moved people forward, because despite my tears, I had the courage to move forward. Despite the unfair circumstances, I had the courage to be a voice to a voiceless. So if you have courage to move forward, I applaud you. And I love you and I appreciate you. And thank you for watching. This is Veronica Rosenfeld, CEO of You Rise Movement. Because when you clearly know who you are and where you're going, you rise to your greatness.